par value 10-year bond. Timeline. With annual coupons, so n equals 10 this time. N is equal to n times m. M is 1. Is bought at a premium to yield annual effective interest rate of 6%. Okay, so F equals 10,000. R equals alpha of 1 equals, what is it, 8%. Bought at premium. That means P is greater than C. To yield annual effective rate of 6%. Okay, J equals 0.06. Calculate the interest portion of the 7th coupon. I7. Find I7. What do you say? How about we find P of T, because we have a formula for P of T, and then next we find I of T equals coupon minus P of T. Agree? What's the formula for P of T? Shinran. I'm sorry, what? That's the price. This is not price. This is it's a premium bond, so this is amortization of premium in the 7th coupon. You see the difference? P is price. P of T is the principal, which we're calling amortization of principal. Right? So this one, let me give you a hint. It used to be Q V to the n plus 1 minus T in the old days when we talked about loans.
So it's C, G minus J.
Right. C, G minus J, V to the n plus 1 minus T. Okay, similar to the Q, V to the n plus 1 minus T formula. Okay, can we do it? Let's plug in. P7 equals C. Well, let's see, par value, right? So F equals C equals 10,000. So 10,000 G 0.08. So I'm using this FR equals CG and F equals C, therefore R equals G, right? So my G is 0.08, the same as R, minus J. J is 0.06. And then V 1.06 to the minus N, which is 10, plus 1 minus 7. N plus 1 minus T. And when I clean this up, I get 158.41. And therefore I7 is equal to the coupon, which is FR. Let's see. F is 10,000, R is 0.08, so that's 800. Let's write it somewhere. FR equals 800 minus P of 7, 158.41, which is equal to 6.59. And I'm done. I7. Everybody good with this? So, not too complicated. You just have to stick this thing on your cheat sheet and you're done. Right? Any questions? Okay. Let's continue. If a bond sells at premium, then P of T is called the adjustment of principal or amortization of premium. Or amortization of premium or amortization of principal. Any of those names is fine. In the teeth coupon period. Part of each coupon should be used to compensate the investor for the premium paid, and the rest is interest. This implies that our P of T's are positive for all T. If an investor has paid a premium for a bond, meaning P is greater than C, he expects to be repaid this premium with higher coupon payments, and B of T is a decreasing sequence in T. So this should become part of your thinking that if it's a premium, then P is greater than C, G is greater than J, P of T are positive, and B of T are decreasing. That should all be part of your thinking when it says it's a premium bond. As soon as you see the B of T decreasing, you know that it's similar to your loan amortization where the B of T's were decreasing. Remember? It went all the way from the loan amount to zero. So this is similar, only in the case of premium. Next it says, however, if a bond sells at a discount, P less than C, you expect a large payoff at the end of the life of the bond and expect smaller coupon payments during the life of the loan. B of T is greater than BT minus 1, and there's a mistake here, we need to fix it. P of T is equal to BT minus 1 minus B of T. And since this one is larger, since this one is larger, P of T will be negative. Only in the case of discount. And of course it's called accumulation of discount is the P of T. So here P is less than C, G is less than J, P of T are negative, and B of T goes up as time goes on. It says the coupon payments are not enough to cover the interest due each period, and the balance has to be borrowed. We saw this happening when we were doing the amortization schedule, right? Right? Should I put that amortization schedule back up so you can see what I'm talking about? Let's do that for a second. This one, the first amortization schedule, right here. Look at any one of these rows. Look at this row, for instance, this row 3. Here's the coupon, 2.5. Here's the interest. When I do coupon minus interest, this coupon is not even big enough to cover this interest. So I've got left over minus 72. This is what I mean by P of T negative. And then when I do 93.51 minus 0.72, this one gets bigger than the previous one. So this row is what they're talking about. Any one row is what they're talking about, that the coupon is not big enough to cover the interest. Therefore, you end up with a negative P of T. You follow me? Only in the case of discount. Okay. What are your questions? Anything? Or is it clear? Let's talk about selling a bond. Matthew, what if I have a bond and I have already collected, say, 4 coupons on the bond, and then I decide, you know what, this business is not for me, I just want my money back because I paid a whole lot of money for this bond. I want to sell the bond to you. I've collected 4 coupons already. What's a fair price for this bond? Let's draw a picture, okay? I have a bond. I have already paid the price, and I've collected a coupon, a coupon, a coupon, and a coupon. And at time 4, I decide I want my money back from somebody else. I want to sell this bond. And this would go on, say, to time 12. And I was expecting a FR at 12, and I was also expecting redemption at time 12, but I decide to unload this thing to somebody else, to some other sucker, right? And I say sucker because I'll explain in a couple of minutes after you tell me what's a fair price for this bond. Let's think about that. Matthew, what would you want to pay for this bond?
I would pay how much you paid for it, except for minus 4 FRs accumulated to 12.
Okay, so retrospective approach?
Yeah.
That's you're taking the retrospective approach. What if I wanted the prospective approach? In other words, how many coupons are you expecting,
Okay.
and what redemption are you expecting if you take over this bond from me?
So like 8 more payments. Plus
Yeah.
a C.
8 more coupons plus a C. So can you give me this price at time 4? I have to make this clear because that's not principal at 4. So price at time 4, fair price at time 4 equals what? Give me an expression. You're almost there. I have all these FRs that you're going to now collect, right?
Yeah. FR.
A, because you're standing here, Matthew,
Yeah.
and all these coupons are going to be after, so I want the present value of all these coupons, right?
Oh, so like 8
Yeah, A angle 8
I
at some interest rate I, yeah, or J right now.
J.
J, right? Plus
And then there's the other thing that I forgot.
C, redemption,
C. B
yeah,
to the eight.
nice. That's a fair price for this bond. Agreed, everybody? Because he's going to collect 8 coupons and collect the redemption at this point. This is the present value at this point. Agreed? What if I wanted to make some bucks, though? I don't have to sell it to Matthew at this price. I can jack up the price. Agreed? In which case, my yield, my actual yield, would now switch from J to something else. Why? Because Matthew's paying me more than the fair price for the bond. So just bear in mind that right now my yield is J, some yield J, right? Let's say 6%. If I decide to overcharge him for the bond, my yield will go up. Because not only would I have collected these 4 coupons, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then I collect a larger amount from Matthew than is fair. So my yield will go up. Do you get that? Okay, let's do the next problem. So before I do that, I want to just write a little blurb. Bonds are negotiable securities. Bonds are negotiable securities and can be resold at any time.